Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where I have made a decision on how we're going to proceed in this mega campaign. Now, this is the continuation of a mega campaign. You don't need to have seen the previous series in this mega campaign for it to make sense, because I will summarize what's going on here. So, I've not seen what this map import looks like yet. This should be interesting. Let's find out. Okay, so this is what it looks like. You can see the HRE up over here, as it was in the last series, but the Roman Empire, it's kind of shattered. Yeah, so what I did here was I selected the Roman Empire as the HRE. So the Roman Empire is going to have the HRE mechanics here, and the HRE is just going to kind of be like North Ottomans, I think. This is going to be weird. This is going to be really, really weird. We are going to be playing as Palestine, and we've got Emperor Hoshea Zadoki here. This is the same guy we've been doing it as, but this is all independent here. Everything we had has been shattered down to the duchy. So, if we do this, the question is, how is expansion going to go? I have no idea. How are the HRE mechanics going to work here? I have no idea. We're an Empire tier title, and I think we're going to be in charge of the HRE, but it's going to be, not the HRE. The HRE is up here. We're going to be in charge of the Roman Empire, but this is going to be kind of like back to the administrative style almost, and it should be very interesting. We'll see what this ends up feeling like. So I've got immediately a lot of questions. My first question is, how much expansion can we do? Because we're going to need to consolidate together our empire. A Palestinian ruler ruling from Al-Quds. Wait, this is a game converted from Crusader Kings. Yes, this is true. We got some warnings as we were converting it because the version mismatch. I patched the version of Crusader Kings up to the current version, opened the save game, made a new save, converted that with the current version of the converter. Hopefully that doesn't break anything. So, things are going to be real interesting here. We can convert provinces to Jewish. It looks like these provinces are Orthodox. I'm noting we don't have Constantinople. We do have Rome. Because we made the Roman Empire, Rome would have been our capital, probably, when we made that. I didn't even check in Crusader Kings, but I think that would be the case. So at this point, I think we are in a pretty good state here, in theory, but the question is, what do we have for troops? So let's go into the military here. A land force limit of 99 from the states in the Holy Roman Empire. So the Holy Roman Empire is not the Holy Roman Empire. Keep that in mind. The Holy Roman Empire is us. We are the Holy Roman Empire. And we're currently the Emperor. So being the Emperor gives us that, yes. I've honestly never played in the HRE before. So this should be real interesting. Eventually we're going to want to dismantle the HRE. And we're going to want to take stuff over, right? So we find ourselves in a position where we have 12,000 manpower. We gain 1,000 per month. So that's pretty good. We're going to need to expand up our military, and I'm wondering what supply limits are like. Not great. And immediately I want to take Urdun over. Just immediately. We have no CB on them. So that's a little awkward. We're going to have to build the spy network on Urdun. Okay, so I'm assuming we can expand within the borders of the HRE the way that Austria usually would. Essentially, my assumption here is that we're going to be in the position of Austria in a standard game of Crusader, or not Crusader Kings, in a standard game of Europa. So this is going to be real interesting. We can seize land from our estates. We should probably immediately set up some estate privileges. I'm going to toss in religious state here. And I'm going to, yeah, our crownland is going to be low. That's understood. I'm going to toss in primacy of the nobility. That's going to give us some military power, and Land of Commerce for some diplomatic power. Now, we're not going to want anything else there, but we are absolutely going to seize some land back. Our crownland is going to be rough. What's our income here? 1.61. Okay. Let's set an agenda, and what do we got? Religion in Yafo is Jewish. That would give us local missionary maintenance reduction. And then a skill 1 Inquisitor. For the moment, we're probably not too concerned about that. So our starting manpower is 12,000. Our maximum is 107,000. That's going to take about 50 months to reach maximum. We'll take this one, and that means that we want to convert Yafo. So that is this. Interesting that Gaza was removed from us. We held Gaza previously, but I guess it's because this was one province here and then this was another. In Europa, they're combined together. So that's understood. We want to go to Yafo, and we are absolutely going to need to start working on all of this. So we need a general, and we'll recruit in... Do we want to give our ruler military command? What's our ruler's stats? 334, slightly above average. With an heir of 000. We may want to disinherit Elihu. Done. So that'll be fine. We will likely get a new heir here. Fingers crossed on that. We can't really afford advisors at this moment, and that's fine for now. I'm assuming we're not going to have a terribly hard time with technology institutions in this area, so that shouldn't be too bad. I want to get these guys moved up into Yafo, of course. We're trying to put these together right now, and Erdun is going to need to fall for that to happen. Now, one thing we might want to do is we want to... Jerusalem is our capital. Okay. I assumed Rome would have been our capital, but I guess we got it because we're the emperor of the Roman Empire. So that seems reasonably fine. So we've definitely got some work to do. So these guys over here, they're nominally our vassal, but they're part of the HRE. So this is going to make things very awkward for us. There's a reason the Holy Roman Empire doesn't usually do too much, right? An alliance offer from Lebanon. We do have borders with Lebanon, but they're not very scary. I'm going to build a spy network on them as well, and I'm going to decline this. I'm assuming we don't have any CBs on anything around us. No CB here. No CB here. No CB here. No CB. Yeah, this is very likely not going to have any CBs. So that's understood. Interesting that we've got Terra Incognita up here in territory that we definitely controlled in Crusader Kings. But I guess it's fine. So, yeah, this is going to be interesting. Real interesting. So I'm going to recruit a general, and that is a kind of terrible general. That's fine for now. We're on speed 1. Let's bump that on up to speed 4. And we're going to get these guys drilling for the time being. It's going to be a little bit before we can do too much. An alliance offer from Erdun, we're going to decline that. 0.56. Okay, we are rooting out corruption. What's our corruption growing from? Religious unity. Okay, sure. So that'll get dealt with easily enough. I would like to expand this. We're at 820. We can't get artillery yet. It's too early in the game for that. By the way, it's 1444. I want to point that out. We ended Crusader Kings in 1451. So, you know, a little bit of time weirdness going on here. It should be fine. It should be fine. We'll just pretend it's continuitous. So, this empire is... It's basically in the state it was in Crusader Kings, where all of these places are, you know, semi-independent and very willing to resist us. So I'm pretty happy with that, ultimately. I was glad to see the option of setting our empire as the HRE. So that's really, really cool. I'm glad that that was there. Now, we could definitely consider expanding our army here, and I think we probably should. So what do we have here for our combat width? Our current combat width is 20. So with that in mind, we've got 2 cavalry. And we don't really have a lot of income happening here right now. So with that in mind, without a lot of income happening, I think that we should keep to 2 units of cavalry. And I'd like to expand this up to being 18 units of infantry to reach the full combat width. So that's going to take some time. That's understood. It's going to take a while to recruit that up, but we need to build these spy networks. So that seems fine. We want to consolidate together a bunch of this territory. And we're not going to be very focused on exploration and colonization. We might do a little bit of that, but I'm absolutely expecting, well, England is not unified. France is like this. Castile and Aragon and Portugal. Portugal is probably going to be a big boy in this one. Yeah, they're going to leverage a lot of New World stuff. I think they're in a better position to do that than we are. We might try a little bit, but for right now, this is okay. So we can't get an explorer at this point. We need quest for the New World to recruit explorers and conquistadors. That's understood. Ah, we got a Terra Incognita exploration over here. I like it. So that is good. And at this point, we just need to build up our spy networks. We need to fight these guys. So that looks absolutely fine. Also, we are currently Palestine, and this should be named Israel. Is there a way to rename your nation in Europa? I think there is. There usually is. But it should be named Israel, because that was the name of the de jure kingdom. But I guess Palestine will have to do for now, until I can figure out how to rename our... Yeah, you can do this to rename that. But we can't rename that, the area. That's the area specifically, though. Can we click here? Nope. Okay. I'm not sure if you can completely rename your country in Europa. I should look that up, though. Actually, let me see here. EU for rename country. Yes, go to tags in your game file. Choose country tags. There you'll see a list of all country tags and names. Change the name, not the tag. Yeah, you don't want to change the tag. Okay, so that would require a modification of the mod, I think. Okay, cool. We will protect our trade. That's fine for now. So a modification of the mod would definitely be exciting. No doubt about that. It would require a game restart as well. I don't know that I care that much. Palestine is Israel, for the context of this particular game, I guess. At least for now. Eventually that may change. Now, note that we're negative financially right now. That is expected. This is because we are increasing the size of our military. And we're increasing the size of our military quite quickly, and that's fine. We absolutely want to do that. We want to get up to the combat width for right now. We can get quite a lot higher than that, but financially we're going to have problems with it. So the next question is, stability cost modifier when the state religion changes. Okay. But it's actually until 17 September 1446. Okay. So this is a specifically Jewish event. Cool. That's neat. I'm a little surprised we're actually getting those. What with all of the shenanigans we've got going on here. Lebanon wants to share our maps. We're going to decline that. And we're going to declare our first war here very, very shortly. We should probably stop these guys from drilling now. There we go. And our prestige is dropping right now. Okay, that's fine. I'm not surprised about that. Okay, so we have our spy network ready for Urdun. I don't necessarily want to do this yet. Who are they allied with? They're allied with Cairo and Delta. So that's these two down over here. I don't think that's actually going to be a problem. Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem for us, I don't think. So we can't fabricate a claim. It actually has to be size of 30 inside the HRE. Inside HRE boosts it by 50%. Interesting. So that's good to know. Well, that's absolutely fine for now. We will just continue to work here. The Kingdom of Italy and the Empire. For years now, imperial authority over the Kingdom of Italy has been waning. Successive emperors have failed to impose their will on the Italian states, and they've begun to act with total disregard for imperial laws and customs. Unless the wayward nations of northern Italy are firmly reined in soon, Italy may slip out of imperial control forever. So we can rein them in by defeating them in any war, making them a free city, or securing an alliance or strong relations with them. So that would be these cities up over here. For the time being, I'm not terribly concerned about that. Now, what about sailing to Rome, if we had to get there? Well, we don't have a lot of transports. Galleys are going to be really strong in the Mediterranean. So that's definitely noted. We could build additional cogs, but that's going to cost valuable money. Money that we don't have. So for now, we should probably just focus on internal expansion within the HRE. Work on consolidating together the HRE, and then once that's done, I keep saying the HRE, this is really the Roman Empire, but I'm calling it that because it uses the Holy Roman Empire mechanics. There's also a Holy Roman Empire. Maybe I should call this, like, rename this in the files to the other Roman Empire. So we've got the Roman Empire and the other Roman Empire. I like it. That's actually pretty funny. I might do that. That's definitely an interesting thing to do. So claims have been fabricated by Shamar. Okay. I wish them luck with that one. So these guys are currently allied with Cairo and Delta. That seems okay. 2 base manpower in Roma at the cost of a base manpower in Jerusalem. And we'd lose 15 ducats. The raw manpower is probably worth it. Basically, we're paying 15 ducats to gain 1 overall manpower. And I'm going to do that. Yes, debt is going to become a problem soon. That's understood. We could maybe do something about that, but Crownland is a big problem right now, and we definitely need to work on seizing back more Crownland. So that's going to take some time. That said, Erdun is ready to be attacked as of now. So we can now fabricate this claim. This is going to be on Seda. There we go. Ticket 1 day, and now we have a CB to declare war. So Cairo and the Delta will join in on this. The question is, how strong are they? 10k and 9k. So we should be able to fight them. We can always expand if we need to. And if we were able to take over all of this, that would be a huge start. So let's go ahead and declare this. They can't get here in time to save this force. Excellent. So that stack wiped. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to split off only a couple of units here, and they're going to come down over here and grab Dira. There we go. So we need to get this siege done, of course. Lose 10 prestige. That's a lot of prestige right now. We're going to say he's a relative after all. And we do see Cairo's army coming in. So how many forces do we need to siege this? The answer is 3. Okay. I'm going to shift consolidate. I'm going to leave 4 units behind. And these guys are going to come down over here. We see 19k units overall down this way. So, how do we want to handle this? Well, Jerusalem is going to take them a long time to siege. If we fight here, we would be considered the defender. This would be in Drylands. So that's definitely interesting. I have a sneaking suspicion that if we fight this, these guys reinforce. So their combat width would be 4 plus 8 plus 7. So that would be 19 combat width. I mean, that would make sense. Yeah, so their combat width would be a little too high for us. We may want to consider simply taking a loan here, because going into debt at this point is probably a good idea. So we take a couple of loans here, and I'm going to use that money to immediately get some additional infantry here. So what we want to do is we want to take this from its current combat width of 16 up to a new combat width of 20. So that means that we want to do 4 units right here. So those are all going to come in here, and it's going to take a little time. That's fine for the moment, and this would happen in Damascus and Sueda, so this would be up over here. We don't really want to do that right now. We're going to tell the merchants that they're going to have to deal with it. They're not happy about that, but that's understood. So for the moment, I'm content with just sitting here. We're going to recruit some additional units here. In the meantime, they're working on sieging our capital, but once we have these additional units recruited, we'll be in a much, much better position. So that looks good. And we'll especially be in a much better position if these guys finish up there. Unlawful territory. We can demand that Mutania return unlawful territory. Would they accept this? Not currently. Okay. We need to work on bringing up our authority a lot. Ah, but this will get us Miltech 4. So we have access to Miltech 4 right now. Do they have 4? They have 3. So that's good to know. That means that we have an opportunity to fight here with a potential advantage. They are now running because they have realized this. So these guys are running into Gaza. I want to fight them right there. So when is this going to happen? 11 January, 9 January, 14 January. So these are going to be out of here. They're going to turn around and come back, probably. No, they're not. They're abandoning their ally. That was huge. That was enormous, what just happened. Okay, so they retreated to here. We can stack wipe them. So that's absolutely huge. I'm really pleased about that one. Now, these guys are on their way back up, and we need to prevent them from pushing past here. So they're coming back to Jerusalem, and we want to fight them right here. I'm assuming that they probably have Miltech 4 now. Yes. So they're feeling a little bit more ambitious here, but they're still going to lose this. So that sounds great. We're going to fight this, and we will win it. No problem there. Excellent. And these guys, they can start coming in over here. So what we're going to need, a Jewish homeland, a skill 2 master of mint, and a skill 2 treasurer that are both cheaper for us to employ. So those would be great if we had money. Unfortunately, we don't have money. We can grab marketplace and temples, so that's absolutely a good thing for us to do. We're waiting on this siege to finish. That's our primary goal right now. And I'm just thinking about how we might want to think about attacking these areas. I'm shift consolidating, and I'm going to move 4 units here. I'm not sure if that's enough to attack here. It's not. And we can see that Cairo and Delta have 8k units here. So in that case, we're going to move in all of our units here. And they're probably going to be recruiting quite a lot. So the question is, once these guys are dealt with, how are we going to be situated here? Okay, so this siege is over. That's a big deal. This force is now freed up. How many units are in queue here? Okay. We need to get moving down here immediately. So how many units do we have here? 16 and 2. That's noted. I'm going to leave these guys here for right now, but I'm also going to split off 2 of them, and they're going to move in here. So this is now a full combat width unit, but it needs to reinforce. That's fine. And then these guys are going to start coming down here and filling out this second army. Okay, so we can see that they're trying to force us into not sieging here. This is fine. So we're going to move in and defend this. And we'll easily win this battle. And they are retreating back over this way. Unfortunately for us, they were retreating further than this. They retreated back to here. So for now, this will have to do, and we're going to have to put these guys over in Suez for the moment. So they've got 13k. They are definitely coming to try to stop us from attacking Suez, aren't they? They are. So here's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to not want to spend the 23 ducats here. The rabbis are going to have to eat that loyalty. So we're going to come in here, and this is fine for the moment. I'm shift consolidating this, and so we've got all of these guys. Now, we can't really push further here without controlling Damietta. And that's a bit of a problem. So the question is, do we actually have the ability to take territory over here? We do. That's a lot of aggressive expansion. So, if we were to just take this, how much AE would that be? That right there would be 49.3. They wouldn't accept this, so Cairo, would you be willing to white piece? Delta, would you be willing to white piece? Delta is close to wanting to white piece. Cairo is not. And that's kind of the opposite of what we want. Okay, so we've got this guy here. He's going to move out over here for right now. They're currently attacking Jerusalem, and we kind of need to pull back here. So what we need to do is we need to pull back. We need to stack wipe some of these units that are out here. So that gets cleaned up nicely. This is going to revert back to their control. That's understood. I don't think we can actually afford to take anything over here because of the aggressive expansion. So what we need to do is we need to just fight this, get these guys to a standstill, and get these pieced out. I don't think we can take the territory due to the AE. That's the concern. Unless we actually want to get out of the AE, right? Delta's not willing to peace out, and Cairo's not willing to peace out yet either. But if we did this... Yeah, they have 69 reasons not to. I'm contractually obligated to say nice about that, but... I don't want to. So we're going to come in here, and we're just going to fight this unit, and we're going to easily win that. So this first war is a little awkward, but that's definitely going to be useful for us. Let's just come in over here, and we're just trying to push at least one of these out of this war. Okay, so that stack wiped, and at this point, Delta's at minus 30, and Cairo is at minus 34. They really don't want to exit this war. Interesting. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we will continue to work on this. Eventually, we'll get to the point where they can't handle this. We're getting a ludicrous amount of manpower per month, to be honest, and if we look at them, they're at 6K and 5K. We're at 34K, and we're gaining 1,072 per month. So this should be reasonably fine, but we've got some work ahead of us. No doubt about that. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.